Good morning. I'm Osatui, President of the Hawaiʻi State Teachers Association, and it is my pleasure to stand before you today to announce HSTA's proud support for our next representative to Hawaii's first congressional district seat, our friend of public education, Senator Jarrett Keohokalole. For far too long, we've needed someone in this seat who understands the true struggles of our people, someone who would wholeheartedly champion Hawaii's shared working class values. For far too long, we've needed a fighter in this seat who's willing to stand strong against an authoritarian regime intent on weakening and even destroying our democracy. For far too long, we've needed someone in this seat who wouldn't be an embarrassment to our state, someone who didn't time and time again disregard the will of his constituents.
Right.
We are so lucky to now have someone who's willing to stand up and represent Hawaii with dignity and respect, someone who has been and will continue to be a role model for our keiki, and someone who will tirelessly fight to preserve our fragile democracy. Jarrett and I are both graduates of Kaneohe Public Elementary Schools and King Intermediate, and we both understand the power and promise of public education. Jarrett has dedicated his life to public service, just like our educators do each and every day. Together, we work to do our parts to make Hawaii's future brighter. With Jarrett in Congress, we will have someone whose strong union family roots will be a reminder that Hawaii's working class deserves a champion for our struggles and that our keiki deserve a brighter tomorrow to look forward to. Before I ask Jarrett to make a few remarks, I'd like to introduce HSTA's Leeward Chapter President, who is also HSTA's teacher lobbyist here at the legislature and at the Board of Education, Sarah Millie Bilianta Laffin, to say a few words on this announcement. Sarah?
Mahalo, Osa, for the kind introduction. One of the reasons that I'm so proud to be here this morning to support the senator is due to his outright rejection of the SAVE Act. See, as a proud public school teacher who believes in the civic process, I'm alarmed that his opponent, Ed Case, was one of 4 Democrats that voted in support of this very anti-democratic measure. The SAVE Act would create unnecessary barriers to voter registration that would disenfranchise millions of eligible US voters like me. See, I hyphenated my name when I got married, so my birth certificate doesn't match my legal name on my state ID. An estimated 69 million women in this country are in my same position and may not have a birth certificate with their current name. And apparently Ed Case doesn't think we should vote, or he thinks that women should have a harder time voting than our male counterparts. That's unacceptable. Women fought too hard for the right to vote to see it infringed upon. Other groups who face disenfranchisement under the SAVE Act include low-income and working-class individuals, as passport ownership is lower in these groups as alternative ID for identification. As a public school teacher, I don't have a passport because I don't make enough money to travel internationally. The SAVE Act would hurt younger and elderly voters and people of color, as well as military members who move frequently and would need to re-register in person to vote. The answer to our current crisis in Washington is not less democracy. It's more, which is why I believe we need to send Senator Jarrett to DC to represent us. And on a personal note, as a mom and as a teacher, one of the things that impressed me when Senator came to speak with HSTA was not just that he stayed for a deeper conversation, but that time and time again, he brought up his feelings as a partner, as a father, as a brother, and a son, and the duty to this place. I don't hear a lot of men in politics talk about their duty to their families. And I left that meeting thinking that if the senator understood that he's fighting for his own family in DC, he'd surely be fighting for mine too. Senator, on behalf of our 13,000 Hawaiʻi State Teachers Association members, we're excited to help you get to Washington.
Yeah. Mahalo, Millie. And now, Hawaii's next Congressman, Jarrett Keohokalole.
Thank you so much. Aloha and good morning. I'm so deeply honored to receive the support and endorsement of our public school teachers in Hawaii. The people who tirelessly work under really challenging circumstances, grown harder and more difficult every day by the craziness that's coming from Washington, who we've entrusted our children and who we've entrusted our future to. I look forward over the course of this campaign to reach out to all of their members and to all of the community members to whom they represent and to whose children that they educate every day, to share our message of urgency, action, and energy that's so desperately needed to make sure that Hawaii is represented responsibly and appropriately and in a way that we can be proud of in Washington. You know, Hawaii is a small state. We have a small delegation. And if we're small, we need to be mighty. We need to be able to push back with diligence and bravery against the craziness that's happening every day, seemingly every single day, by this tyrannical regime in Washington. Our families depend on it, our future depends on it, but definitely our children who see what's happening and are absorbing the craziness and the cruelty that comes out of this regime, this administration, every single day. We have a long way to go. There's a lot of work to do. We need to earn every vote. I want to earn the trust and support of everyone in our community, which is why I'm so appreciative to have the support of the Hawaiʻi State Teachers Association as we go throughout the district and talk to people, knock on doors, make phone calls, host coffee hours, and really understand what people are seeing, what they're feeling, what their concerns are, and what their vision is for the future. There's a long way to go. This is one step in the process. It's such a huge step for us. I'm very proud and appreciative for the support of the Teachers Union, and there's lots of work to do. So let's do it together. Thank you so much for your support.
So we encourage everyone to register to vote if you haven't already, and encourage voters in the 1st Congressional District to please vote for Jarrett Keohokalole, who will certainly make us all proud.